Sorry about that, guys. We had a technical malfunction. Here, so sorry about that. We just cut out completely. I was talking to Mega Spidey Man, talking about how every comic book is absolutely worth reading. So I'm going to give you guys just a moment. I'm sorry about that. Absolutely. I hope you guys can hop back on here and see what's happening here. So yes, every comic book is worth reading. So I'm just going to wait for you guys, hopefully, to hop back in and let me know once you come in. That would be super awesome. I hope the other current. I hope it like when our when our equipment malfunctioned. I hope that it didn't just keep the other one open. Okay, Nelson says he's back. What's up, Nelson? How you doing, buddy? You've been with us for a while here at PCP, Pop Culture Philosophers. Mega Spidey-Man had asked me if Secret Wars 2 Rad Raw Eel is back. All right, thank you guys. Sorry about that. I hope it does not happen again. Absolutely. It seemed everything was a go, and then the computer just took a shit there. So anyway, so I'll let the other guys know. Okay, that's cool. Is that one still up? That's crazy to me. Wow. All right. I didn't know if I could. Okay. Anyway, well, we're back here. We were talking about comic books and all that jazz. Nelson's going to go tell the other guys he's back. Awesome. Nelson for the win. Whoa. Yep. Oh, that's awesome. I hope I can go back and see what you guys were talking about. I'm sorry about the old. I'm sorry about that crash, guys. I hope this one stays fine. So, anyway, so any comic books worth checking out. Secret Wars 2 is not the best comic books ever, but they're fun in their own way, and it's a part of Marvel history, right? So that's what I would say about that. But comic books are just awesome. I do believe that. What are you guys currently reading? I'm super pumped. What's coming out this week? I don't even pay attention hardly anymore. It just happens. Abbott #4 is coming out this week. Abbott has been a great book from Boom Studios. That one's been good. Saladin Ahmed, something like that. Are you guys back in here now? Yeah. 17 books just this week alone? Is that what you're saying? Justice League No Surrender? No Justice? Or are you being funny? Yeah, I'm super pumped. 17 this week alone. I'm probably going to have a crap ton to read then. Let's see what's coming out from DC. Oh, Batman the Signal, #3, finally coming out. Yeah, No Justice. I thought you were being funny because the Avengers story, No Surrender. I thought you were making a funny thing. Just claim it's funny because it is. Yes, because they had Vault Comics had 2 books that were supposed to come out last week. Cult Classic and Songs for the Dead. Songs for the Dead and Cult Classic, the Return to Whisper, that both of those first issues really impressed me. That comic book company's been impressing me. The Bug trade paperback comes out. That's awesome. That's really, really cool. Detective Comics 979. What's up, L-Dubs? How you doing, buddy? Yeah, Duke Thomas is awesome. You've been reading Tom King's Batman? Because there's this like new booster. It's not a Flashpoint. It's a booster gold point in the new Tom King Batman run. It's the dumbest thing. It's the craziest. It's a good comic book. I'm serious. Booster decides to give Batman a gift and it doesn't work out right, but it's basically like a new Flashpoint type thing, like an alternate reality, and where Booster completely F's everything up. And that's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. But what happens to Duke in that one's pretty bad. The Thanos reprints, yeah. Avengers, of course, it's the last issue. No Surrender, yeah. Moon Girl, I have not been reading Moon Girl, but I really, really want to. The Thanos Annual, Donny Cates' last bit on Thanos there. Doctor Strange and Exiles. Nice. Exiles #2 is this week. That's super cool. Detective Comics is this week. Doom Patrol #11 is on the list, guys. Doom Patrol #11 is on the list. Holy cow. Holy cow. I wish No Justice was already out. Sounds awesome. Looks so good. Yeah, it does. It looks great. Francis Monopool. The artwork looks sensational. I'm super pumped to see what Snyder, Tinian, Williamson, what they're going to do. And especially if Grant comes back into the fold. Oh, Doom Patrol #11, that super excites me. Exiles #2 is going to be awesome. Killer Be Killed. I fell behind on that one. And Spectacular, I fell behind on that one too. Yeah, Doom Patrol. Green Lantern. If you want to read Green Lantern, I believe the perfect place to start would be Jeff Johns, Ethan Van Sciver, Green Lantern Rebirth. That's the best place to start reading Green Lantern, in my opinion. and then just continue on from there. Absolutely, and just keep going. That's what I would say. New Flash issue. Williamson's been doing some Flash stuff that's really good. It's up and down, but it's good. It's good superhero, soap opera type, comic book type stuff. And I'm glad they're finally dealing with this Wally West stuff. Drew's on there. What's up, Drew? Drew, a fellow PCPer, pop culture philosopher. How hyped are you to watch the Mission Impossible movies? Yeah. Yeah, I am hyped. I'm hyped to watch them, man, because Movie Monday has been a very, very fun thing to do here on the channel. I love working with Jelani and Brooks. They're like two of my like oldest friends. I love those guys. I've loved them for so much. We're brothers. We're inseparable. They'll always be in my life. It's just, those people that you just can't escape. That's Jelani and Brooks for me. So I am very excited to do Lethal Weapon, Mission Impossible, and Rambo. But Drew, do you like how I sandwiched Mission Impossible in between? It's also time to come out with a new one. But yeah, me and Drew made a bet. I told him that if the Patriots lost Super Bowl, which would have pleased me, that I'll watch all the Mission Impossible movies because we got into it on a podcast. What podcast was that? I don't remember what podcast that was, but we got into it, and now I have to watch all the Mission Impossible movies. In my back issue reading order, I'm at Squadron Supreme, Death of the Universe. Big fan of Squadron Supreme. Are you into it? Yes, I'm hugely into the Squadron Supreme. Last night, Drew and I and John and Brooks did a podcast about the Avengers because, Infinity War's coming out. So we did a podcast about all of Avengers comics and all that stuff. And I mentioned the Kurt Busiek run a lot. And one of my favorite bits in that run is the Squadron Supreme stuff. And that's what got me interested in the Squadron Supreme. I actually own one of the trade paperbacks with the writer's blood possibly in it, because when was it Mark Grunenwald or something like that? When he passed away, they cremated him and they put his ashes in the ink to a pressing of the Squadron Supreme book, because what Squadron Supreme was like books like the Ultimates or the Authority or like this grown-up superhero-y type stuff, like dealing with what would superheroes be like in the real world. Like that stuff right there, that kind of started for me in Squadron Supreme. Like Squadron Supreme was I think decades ahead of its time as far as its story goes. It's executed like an 80s comic, so it's a little overdone, but that's how it is. But just read it slowly. But Squadron Supreme, the original 12 issues like series, is so good. It is so good. Absolutely, it's so good. Abbott, Baby Teeth. Baby Teeth has been so good. Like at first I was like, this is okay, but it got better and better for me. Donny Cates has like 6 or 7 books out this week. It's an insane thing. Yeah, Damnation, Detective Flash, Killer Be Killed, Thor. Yes, Thor, the final issue of Mighty Thor. Oh man, that book's been good. Moon Knight. I haven't been reading Moon Knight. There's Reactor and Redneck, Songs for the Dead. Is that Strangers in Paradise? I haven't been reading that. I never really super got into Strangers in Paradise. Is there a new Terrifics this week? Oh man, I'm still at Flash right here. Hal Jordan, Hellblazer. Those are books I'm not reading. The last issue of Imaginary Fiends comes out. I was liking that book a lot, but I fell out of it because I read so much. When I was reading an issue, I was like, I really don't remember what's going on. So I trade weighted it. And so I'm glad that that's wrapping up so I can read that all at once, because that book was good. I liked it. There's a new JSA, The Golden Age trade paperback this week, guys. If you've never read that, the James Robinson book, that is so, so good. So good. Mira, Queen of Atlantis, #3. That book's okay. It's nice that she has her own book, but I wish the Aquaman books were better. If the Kelly Sue thing is good, we'll see. Silencer, #4. That's cool. Silencer. If you like Killer Be Killed, Sleeper, book 1 is out this week. That's like, I think, one of the first collaborations between Sean Phillips and Ed Brubaker. That book is actually really good. Criminals like crime fiction. Fatale was like Lovecraftian. Killer Be Killed, kind of like Death Wishian. is that a term? Sleeper's kind of like spy type stuff. It's really cool. It's a really cool book. Terrifics, yeah, Terrifics #3. I love that book so much. It still might be, and I haven't been reading the Wonder Woman. I have not been reading the Wonder Woman. I just backed out of that whole page. So that's what, yeah. All right, let's see what else we got here. Wow, I missed some of you guys. Okay. Yeah, Mega Spidey-Man is right. Rebirth, Green Lantern Rebirth. Not the new Rebirth, but like the Jeff Johns Skyver Rebirth. That one's good. Amanda likes Jelani Lance. Really? Jelani's a joy. It was the Ridley Scott podcast, Drew says, because that was when we realized you hadn't seen any since 2. Because no, Mission Impossible 2 was so bad to me, I never read any more. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Let's go to Image. What comes out from Image? All right. Jelani's awesome. Yeah, Drew. So yeah, I'm going to watch the Mission Impossible movies. Robbie Bateman, what's up? Good to see you too, man. Hey, man, we're having that beer talking about comics. Yeah. So ask a question, Robbie. Us Robbies got to look out for each other. Yes, that trade is a big grail for me. I'm really in a... Yeah, Squadron Supreme is so good, man. Yeah, it's so good. You know what's funny, Nelson, is that I've never read Wolfman and Perez's Teen Titans. Never, ever. Everybody's, I think every like long time comic book fan has that one sentiment, like just super sentimental run that they've never really gotten into. And to me, that's Perez and Wolfman's Teen Titans. But what's crazy is that next year here in Huntsville, we do the Huntsville Comic and Pop Culture Expo. My buddy Jeremy puts that on. He does such a great job on that show. Next year, Marv Wolfman's going to be here in town. So I'm super excited to meet him and see what's up. Days of Hate #4 from Image Comics next week, guys. Days of Hate by Alesh Kott. That's amazing. I just recently learned that his name is Alesh, not Alice. So, yeah, that's pretty crazy. Crazy. Yeah, Nelson, I've never read that, though. I feel like I really should. Yeah, Jonathan, definitely check out Green Lantern Rebirth. That's good stuff. I agree with Mega Spidey Man. I decided trade weight Doom Patrol. The first volume was great, but I think it reads better in trade because of how weird it is. It's super weird and it's super delayed. So maybe it is better to trade weight it. I'm a huge Gerard Way fan. And what's crazy is when My Chemical Romance first came out and was a big, like, I was like, oh, I don't like that emo stuff, whatever. I just did not pay attention to him. And my buddy Mike, for instance, who's on the show, he tried to get me into Danger Days so hardcore. And then Lance from Dance Panda Comics, he's been talking to us tonight. I think I made fun of him one of his first visits to my shop about True Lives of the Fabulous Killjoys. But I so got into that book. I got into him because I watched an interview he did with Grant Morrison on YouTube and realized they're like best friends. And I don't know, I really kind of got into the idea of it and the concept album and the comic book. And so anything Gerard Way does, I'm super into it. And Grant Morrison was my introduction into MCR. Isn't that crazy? And him doing Doom Patrol, that's a nice little circle for me. That's a nice little circle of life type thing there. No, Paul, I don't think it's going to be an Uncanny book. I think that's coming after whatever this is going to be. I think it's going to be the start of something new. Not an X-Men Prime or something like that. It's going to be, I don't know. It's like right after the wedding. So I don't know what's going to be and why are they keeping it classified. What Paul's asking about is this X-Men book that's coming out in July. There's like nothing to it. It just says X classified, no writer, no artist, nothing like that. I think Claremont's coming back into the fold in some form or another. He's at least doing a little bit in the wedding special, but I think Kelly Thompson's going to be doing an X-Men book. Rosenberg's already doing an X-Men book. Ed Brisson's probably going to do an X-Men book. I think it's related to the return of Wolverine to the X-Men. That's honestly what I think. Yeah, I know. I never read it, Nelson, but that run, yeah, of course it saved DC. Yeah. And right before it, the Denny O'Neil, Neil Adams stuff at Green Lantern. But yeah, Teen Titans made a big deal because it was the competition for Claremont and Byrne's X-Men run. Absolutely. A super big deal. And I've never read it. Yeah, I know. I'm going to read it, though. I'm going to read it. I'm curious what Angel's getting up to now. Yeah, or Emma Frost. Okay. Gerard is the way, Lance. That's funny. My favorite FF run, Nelson. And Nelson just asked me what my favorite Fantastic Four run is. That's obviously Stan Lee, Jack Kirby. I don't think that I could be comfortable saying anything other. Outside of that, it's basically, to me, it's Kirby Lee, John Byrne, Jonathan Hickman, Mark Waid, Walt Simonson, Paul Ryan, Tom DeFalco. The Paul Ryan, Tom DeFalco run is one of my favorites because that was like what completely absorbed me into comics. I've been reading since I was 5 years old. As I said at the beginning of the very, very first live stream we were doing. So, but that run just blows me away. I love it so much. But the Simonson run's really, really good. The Mark Waid, Mike Wieringo run's really good. The Hickman run is fantastic. Lee and Kirby's amazing. Byrne, all those. They're so good. I completely lost what I was talking about mid-sentence. Christopher Keel says, Robbie, did you like the Punisher run with Rucka and Chiquetto? I've been wanting a hardcover of that one forever. Yes. that Greg Rucka run of The Punisher was phenomenal. And also Mitch Gerrits. It is Gerrits, right? With a hard G, not Jared's. It's Gerrits, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I've been saying Gerrits this whole year. That Rucka run of Punisher is amazing. And there's some kind of, I've read that there's some kind of like craziness involved in why that's not collected yet, because there was like Greg Rucka or an editor or something. There was major beef somehow involved somewhere. But Greg Rucka did this run on Punisher. He introduced this new character where during her wedding, like, or right after her, it's during her wedding, right? Like her fiance or her husband was like completely slaughtered and she joined up with the Punisher. And it was just so insanely awesome. Marco Cicchetto, who's like blowing people away right now on Old Man Hawkeye, he was the artist on that. Mitch Gerrits is the Warzone thing where the Avengers had to come in to take out Frank. That run is phenomenal. Marvel needs to collect that. Absolutely. Do you think Damage and Weapon H are going to last? No, not at all. No. I wish that Damage would last because Damage is really fun. I like Tony Daniel on that. When Gary Nord, his newest issue, it didn't get good for me until the very, very end. But if Daniel stays solid on that book, it could go for a little bit. But I don't think any of these new Age of Heroes are going to last in the long run. And what I mean is like 10, 20 years down the road. No, absolutely not. They may go, I think a lot of these titles will go 18 to 30 issues. That's just me. Weapon H is going to be like a 12 to 15 issue thing. 3 trades at most. It's good, but it's just not going to keep momentum up enough to justify it being published. There's Robbie. We always talk about Hickman runs on certain titles. I don't even know. You might. Yeah, I don't know if you guys see the comments, so I'm just going to read. Well, we always talk about Hickman runs on certain titles, and you turn me on to the Avengers runs. In your opinion, what is one of the best runs that Hickman has done on a superhero book? It's Fantastic Four. In general, I mean, East to West is pretty solid right now, guys. East to West is one of the best things he's done. Manhattan Projects was really, really good, and then it got wacky, but still good. And then what's going on with Manhattan Projects? I don't know. Black Monday Murders is really, really insanely good. One of my absolute favorite things in fact, my absolute favorite thing that Jonathan Hickman has ever done is a 4-issue series at Image called Pax Romana. Pax Romana was amazing. If you want to know why Jonathan Hickman is so awesome to me, read that one book. And if you don't like it, then we just cannot agree on it. That book is amazing. The basic gist of the book is that these people invent time travel. And the Vatican finds out. And they're like, well, if anybody's going to have access to time travel, it's going to be us. So they go and kill these dudes and take the time travel technology and then go back and attempt to change the world. And it's 4 issues and everything, and it's just perfect. It's so, so good. That's the best Hickman book. But the best superhero run that Hickman has done so far is Fantastic Four. Just because it's Fantastic Four. But also because the Avengers is good. It's really, really good. New Avengers, actually, I take that back. His New Avengers is better than Fantastic Four. Yeah, I totally take that back. Yeah, his New Avengers is totally better than Fantastic Four. But Fantastic Four is awesome. When I saw the Dr. Doom World Eater comic, Through the Sky and Marvel 2-in-1, I got, yes, Bry Guy 27, absolutely, you are correct. That Dr. Doom, Marvel 2-in-1 is so good. And if you don't, we don't have a Fantastic Four book right now, but we got the Terrifics and we got Marvel 2-in-1. Marvel 2-in-1 is so good. I am excited for Dan Slott to come on to Fantastic Four, but I wish they would have given it to Chip Zdarsky because it seems like with that book, he understands what he's doing. Yeah, Lance. 2-in-1 is great. And that Punisher book dropped when you first started reading comics. Yeah, that book was so good. What was great about that, especially in the first few issues, the way that Cicchetto and Rucka approached the Punisher, he wasn't a man, he was a force. And you didn't even see him, he didn't really speak. He was just a force that was in the book. And I think something like that is amazing. That's why, like, Ed Brubaker, when he was doing his Captain America run, I think one of the most genius things he did was kill Captain America and have Bucky take over. Because even though he killed Steve Rogers, the presence of Steve Cap, stayed present throughout that whole book. It was absolutely amazing. I am vaping on Bombi's Nana Cream, Bry Guy 27. That is what I'm vaping on. That is my all-day, everyday vape. I just recently tried Bazooka the sour straw ones because I like sour punch straws and all that stuff. So I tried that one, and it was pretty good. Marvel 2-in-1 is my first FF book, kind of. Cautiously optimistic. I dropped Amazing Spider-Man ages ago, but I did really like Slot. Then why'd you drop Spider-Man? Came out too often? I really like Dan Slott Spider-Man. I've actually got some nastiness in comments here and on Twitter about liking Dan Slott Spider-Man. Those were some of my first super nasty comments I ever got, which we get, and it happens. I want to read Slott's Silver Surfer. I dropped it way too quick. I'm a huge Mike Allred fan. Madman was my jam. Madman is my jam. The Atomics especially. Oh, my God. I think the Atomics is one of the best Fantastic Four books, if you want to know. But Dan Slott's Fantastic Four, I'm super pumped for it because I really like his Amazing Spider-Man. He's a little wordy. It's a little verbose. But I do like it. I do think it's cool. Nelson says he found the first issue of Brimstone boring. Way too much time spent on, yeah, I can see that. But I did like it. I really thought that was some of the best Philip Tan artwork I've ever seen. The problem with these books is it seems like for the New Age of Heroes, the DC stuff, it seems like they spend a lot of time allowing the artists to like do their first few issues, and then they're only doing like 3 or 4, and then they're off. And are they coming back? Well, I don't know. I'm caught up on the comments now. What else is coming out this week? I was looking at Image books. I got super excited. Days of Hate is a good book. Gasolina, I hear, is really good, but I haven't read that. Hit Girl number 3. Hit Girl is not as good as that new Kick-Ass, and I'm very surprised at how good that new Kick-Ass is. But Hit Girl's been okay. Ice Cream Man number 4, guys. I'm finding out this like live. This is super cool. Ice Cream Man has been so fun. 1 was awesome. 2 was awesome. 3 was okay. Yeah, I'll say okay. So the Slott Silver Surfer Omnibus comes out in December. It's coming up. Like I've been doing a reread of all of Bendis's Avengers because when Bendis got announced to be joining DC, I wanted to like read all of Bendis's Marvel work, and I read all the Miles stuff, and now I'm reading all the Avengers stuff. I'm now just past Avengers versus X-Men, so I'm at the tail end of that, super tail end of that, and so I'm at the very tail end of that. Bendis's Spider-Man. So after that, I'm going to be reading all new Wolverine. I'm going to be reading Buffy season 8 because I just did a whole rewatch of Buffy. So I'm going to read Buffy season 8 again and Slott Allred Silver Surfer. I have read. You're talking about the Nick Spencer Spider-Man run. I have read the Free Comic Book Day issue already, and it's a really intriguing, cool setup, and I liked it a lot. Just so you know, so I do think that Nick Spencer's Spider-Man is going to be a great jumping on point. Any must pickups for New Comic Book Day? Well, that's what we're looking for right now, aren't we? Detective Comics is a must, I think. Ice Cream Man number 4 is a must. What else is out? A bunch of Image firsts. Redneck number 12 is a must because that last issue was a game changer. And it's also got a variant cover that's going to mimic the Cosmic Ghost Rider. That's going to be hot. So if you get that variant cover, get it and get it now because that book's going to go up. I guarantee it. Sacred Creatures. Oh my God, that book. How long has it been? I was into that book, man. I'm going to trade weight it. I trade weight Saga, but I'm so far behind. Marvel. Let's see what we got from Marvel. I do like the artwork in Hit Girl. Is that Lopez? You talking about the Lopez guy? I like him. Is that Ricardo something Lopez? Something like that? I like it. Slott more or less wrote FF and Spider-Man. Yeah. Oh, dude, yeah. When Hickman was doing Fantastic Four and Johnny died, and then got brought back and died again, and that was a great stuff. I love that stuff. But when that was happening and Spider-Man joined the Future Foundation, yeah, Slott stuff involving the every time he's written those characters, I think he knows those characters, and it very much excites me. They're putting Annihilation back out in trade again, thankfully. But yeah, the last issue of Avengers No Surrender, that's probably a must pick read. That's a must read, right? If you've been reading it. What else? Doctor Strange is out and Damnation. I have not been liking Damnation. Hunt for Wolverine number 1 is probably the absolute must pick of the week that I've seen so far. Exiles #2 is exciting. Hunt for Wolverine #1, Charles Soule. Bringing back Wolverine. See what happens. Oh, for Free Comic Book Day. Well, I've only read a handful so far on Free Comic Book Day. For Free Comic Book Day, I have read the Avengers and the Captain America one. Read that. I have read the first issue of Jason Aaron's Avengers, and it's so awesome. It is fantastic. It is epic. It's like, I liken it to the first couple issues of JLA by Grant Morrison. It's that big. It's that epic. It feels like it could be a game changer. It picks right up from Marvel Legacy with the billion years Avengers things and the final host, all that stuff. Oh, dude. And it hits it hard. It hits it so great. It's also got the first little bit of Ta-Nehisi Coates' of Captain America run. I'm super intrigued by that run. And I liked what I read. The Spider-Man one is really good. It's got it's got the whole setup of the Nick Spencer run, which is going to be kind of sitcom-y, Perfect Strangers almost in a way. And so that's exciting. And in that one, it's got an Infinity thing, but it doesn't really have any. It doesn't really do anything. It just catches you up on what's going on and gets you ready for Infinity Countdown. And I've read the Power Rangers one. The Power Rangers one is just kind of like a catch up on who the Power Rangers are and what's going on in Shattered Grid, but it does introduce some new cool concepts into the Power Ranger mythology. Hunt for Wolverine is going to be a big deal. Invincible Iron Man 599, I believe that's the issue where Tony Stark officially comes back. Lockjaw #3, that's a book I really like. Mighty Thor 706 is a must read. Absolutely must pick up. Old Man Hawkeye #4 is this week. That's exciting. Darth Vader's this week. Charles Soule's been doing a great job on that book. Spider-Man, Superior Spider-Man, The Complete. Yeah, that's great. The Thanos Annual is another must read this week. Venomized, of course, trucking along. I've read Donny Cates' first issue of Venom, and that's legit. That's going to be really freaking good. Yeah, it kind of seems like a good week, but not like an overextended week. Does that make sense? Where are we at here? Oh, man. Lost you guys. I'm sorry. Robbie has turned me on to some of the less mainstream comics, and I'm grateful for that. Such as Highest House. Highest House is great. That's awesome. I'm glad you like it. Spencer had a great Ant-Man. I need to catch up on Spectacular Spider-Man. Isola is really good. That first issue was great. It had striking artwork, did it not? It was amazing. It was so beautiful. Oblivion Song. Those first two issues are the best first two issues that Kirkman has ever done, in my opinion. The artwork does not hurt though. I read the first issue, Rad Raw Eel, of Neil Adams' Dead Man, and I did not like it. The only thing I liked about it was the glow-in-the-dark cover, to be honest. I just think that Neil Adams is very, very important to the industry. And he's a talent, and he's done amazing stuff. But the stuff he does right now, I don't know. I don't know how into it he is. But Dead Man as a character, the artwork was nice. Like, I'll be honest, the artwork was great. I'd like to see him draw someone else's scripts, though, even at this point. I'm happy with Spidey through Amazing, but I keep hearing more and more about Spectacular Spider-Man, and Zdarsky has done such a great job in Marvel 2-in-1 that I'm going to give it a reread. First couple trades are out, I think, so I can pick those up and read them. Because most of those books that I read every week, I actually don't buy. I buy some of them. I buy a lot of them. But is there a turtle comic for this year's Free Comic Book Day? What does that even mean? Oh, it's like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? I don't think there is. I think IDW's book is a Sonic book. And Slot's kind of picking up Mega Spidey Man on what Zdarsky's been doing with Jolly J, Jonah Jameson, and Peter Parker. What's up, Comic Otaku? How are you doing? I've seen you on a few of your stuff. Looking forward to seeing more 1 billion. You say NC, BC. Yeah, BC. Yeah, I am. Yeah, it's cool. The first issue shows you a lot of the 1 billion BC Avengers, and that's really cool. Slime, I just need to read that. I definitely need to read that. Well, you know that Kirkman, of course, Oblivion Song's going to be up for a TV show because that's how Kirkman deals with things now. That's what he does. What necessarily did Donny Cates say about how Infinity Countdown's a big deal? I read that, like this whole thing at the end. He said, pay attention to that one. What issue, Robbie? 165? What issue of what? What were we talking about? What issue of what? What are we talking about? I don't know what Broad Guy 27 is talking about right now. What issue of what? Okay. Yeah, Vader is next week. It's this week. It's this week. It's this Wednesday. This upcoming Wednesday, Vader comes out. Yeah, Old Man Hawkeye has been really good, Joker Cards Comics. Hasn't it? Marco Cicchetto's artwork has been brilliant. It's so gorgeous. That book could have no story, and I would enjoy it. First 2 issues of Oblivion Song, Robbie. Yeah, that's good stuff. Okay. Yeah, and Rad Raw Eel, the glow in the dark cover was awesome, wasn't it? Neil Adams is the quintessential Green Arrow, Green Lantern, Batman artist, and he's got such a nice realism. Ivan Reyes is someone who, to me, is a modern day Neil Adams. I'm glad that you guys are talking to each other. That's super cool. Yeah, Spectacular and 2-in-1 are awesome. I love that Chip makes references to really classic issues, and it helps make the long history seem whole. And that's exactly what Marvel Comics is good at and what they should continue to do. That, I think, is what Marvel Legacy was about. And yes, they're doing Fresh Start, but they're doing the legacy numbering as well. And they're doing what, when Joe Quesada kind of took over and he had the numbering and we can, the whole numbering thing, like I hear this so often, guys, complaints on both sides. People are like, I don't like the big numbers. Then other people are like, I like the big numbers. I like it when they do both because it pleases everybody. I don't have to hear about it. That's how I feel about that. I don't care what number is on the comic book because to me, I know it's the 890th issue of Fantastic Four because they will get that far. We'll get to 1,000. Actually, Comics 1,000 was awesome, was it not, guys? Did you guys read that yet? No spoilers, but did you guys read that yet? That was really good. That Bendis bit got me very, very exciting. Very, very exciting. Yeah, Bry Guy 27, putting Venom on your pull list is a very good idea because Venom is going to be the next Thanos, and it's not going to be as crazy as far as jumping up in price and value as Thanos, but because it's a little bit more expected now that Cates has proven himself for sure, but it's going to be a very, very, very big deal. Very big deal. Trust me. It's a very big deal. It's a game changer from the very, very first issue. It really is. Venom before Cates comes in, yeah, it's not been good. The Costa stuff not been impressing me. Oh, well, thank you, Mega Spidey Man. Vader's so good right now. Since Marvel's reclaimed the Star Wars books, the Vader books have been the best, nonstop, no matter what. Whether it was Gillen or whether it's Soul, they're fantastic. That's super cool, Rad Raw Eel. Rad Raw Eel. I keep wanting to say wheel. Rad Raw Eel. What's the purpose behind that name? I'm curious. If you want to tell me. Always wanted to know how you read all those books for your Wednesday video. It takes me a while to read my books, so it impresses me that you can read. My average read time on a comic book, I have timed this, is 7.5 minutes. So I average, like some books I read in 5 minutes. Some books I take about 15. Some books, like Highest House, which is amazing, which we've been talking about, take a little bit longer. This last week blew me apart because there were so many big books that took a while to read. I work at my job. So basically I go to work Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. and hopefully the truck is there. And if the truck is there, we unload all the comics, we open them up, we count them, and then we put them in the subscriber boxes and we get them ready for the night crew to put them out on the shelf. So I usually leave work at about 3 to 4 o'clock on Tuesday afternoons, and I go home and I have some errands usually I have to run. I have some things I have to take care of, and then I start reading. And it usually takes me a little bit, and straight up after I read the last comic book, I come downstairs here to the studio, Huntsville Attic, and I just turn on the camera and I put the books in front of me. I put the pick of the week there, and if the pick of the week is Marvel, I'll have the Marvel books first. If it's DC, I'll have the DC books first, and I just go and I just turn the video on and I just go and I cut loose. There's no planning. There's no other takes. It's just raw. It's just whatever it is. And I immediately put it in the computer and get it ready for you guys and upload it. So literally the moment that you guys get the video on Tuesday nights, it's pretty much literally it's pretty much like an hour or so right after I finish reading the last page. So that's how I do it, man. I guess I've been reading them so long, I can do it. But unfortunately, what happens is that some books, I start forgetting what's going on. Certain books I'm super hyped for, like the big hot titles and all that stuff. I know what's been going on. I'm super hyped for them. We've been talking about them. And then other books like Imaginary Fiends, I start reading it and I'm like, I don't remember what's going on. And then I have to wait for the trade. So unfortunately, so I kind of speed through them, but not really. It's like 7.5 minutes. It's a long time. It takes about 3 to 4 hours to read them. That issue having an emotional weight. You guys are talking about an issue of Spectacular Spider-Man. I've never read it. Does Joe do the artwork in that one? All right. Christopher said something. Where was that? Where was that at? I'd love to see Donny Cates handle a Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider series. Nothing he has written has been bad. You're right about that one, right? He hasn't really written anything super bad. I like to see him do a Ghost Rider book. I'd like to see him do a Blade book, but Marvel's going to put him on more higher profile titles. He's got Venom, and he's planning on doing a long-term run on Venom, but he's going to have a big title. A talent like that, Marvel cannot afford him not being on a big title. They're going to be a big title. And I'm not saying Ghost Rider's not a cool character, but it's not a big title. No, I feel like comic watching, I feel like Fresh Start was kind of CB Cebulski coming in and saying, let's do this. That's what I think. I think Marvel did Marvel Legacy to appease fans. I solely think Legacy was trying to appease old school fans. Did it alienate new fans? I hope not, because they've kind of like kept what they were doing. What Marvel was doing before Legacy really did pick up new fans, guys. It really, really, really did happen. I saw it at my shop. New people came on to read books like Ms. Marvel and Thor and Spider-Man and Nova and Captain America. People came in to read those books, and they were new fans. And I don't think they're being alienated, because I think Marvel's doing a good balancing act right now between the Legacy and the Fresh Start. And I think that CB Cebulski came in and said, let's do Fresh Start. Anytime a new editor-in-chief comes in, you got to have a line-wide shift. And it's unfortunate that they had just done a shift into which they were saying, we're going back to more of the old school Legacy feel. But Fresh Start's going to keep that going. It's just new teams on new books. We're used to this. DC's going to be doing this fall. That's what all the rumors were saying this weekend. But I'm pumped for Fresh Start. I was pumped for Legacy. I think Legacy had some good stuff, but Legacy wasn't a true Fresh Start. Legacy didn't really, because there were still a lot of titles going on. And it feels like a lot of titles are wrapping up. And I don't see anything wrong with doing a fresh start every time there's a new wave coming out. There's a new movie coming out. It's going to be the biggest movie in Marvel Studios history. Have some new number ones for people to read. Absolutely. Cates is doing a Cosmic Ghost Rider miniseries. Yes, he is, and that's awesome. But it's just a miniseries. Right after that, he's going to be doing something big, right? What's he going to do? We got Coates on Cap. We got Slott on Spidey. I mean, on Iron Man and Fantastic Four. But where would you like to see Donny Cates? Where would you like to see Donny Cates? X-Men? I don't think it's gonna happen. Maybe it will. I don't think it will. I don't know. What will they put him? Venom's not good enough for him. I mean, Venom's totally good enough for him. I'm super pumped for his Venom run. Number 1 was awesome. Analog was really, really good. The first issue. Analog was really, really good. Gideon Falls is amazing. Joker Cards comic. What books would you like to see Donny Cates on? Oh, Brad Guy 27. Don't worry about the Image blind box. We had a few of those come in the shop. It was, it's not worth it. If you want a particular issue or signature, just get online and find it. Who do I think is going to die in Spider-Man 800 or 801? I thought it was J. Jonah Jameson, but that's not going to be the case. It's not going to be Aunt May. They've already done that, right? I think it's Flash Thompson. Oh, Jesus. Everything just shifted. I hope this is not boring. Kate Thompson should write Logan Wolverine while Kate writes Laura Wolverine. Kelly Thompson, Lance? Do you mean Kelly? Who's watching Infinity? Oh, dude, happy birthday, Nelson. Yeah, Legacy worked. Legacy worked because we got Captain America where it's supposed to be. And no, Marvel's not going to burn out Kate's. What surprises me about Kate's, I'm just jumping all over you guys' questions there. We're going to wrap up in like 8 minutes, but we may keep going for a while, guys, especially because of the interruption we had earlier. This is fun, man. We're going to do this more often. This is so fun. Thank you, guys. Marvel might burn. Well, I think Kate's will be fine. Will Kate's burn out Kate's? But what's going on with like Redneck and Baby Teeth? And are these books he's already written? Is he, whatever? Marvel's going to want to use him on a big key book, though. They're going to want him on a big book. He's going to take over Thor after Jason Aaron. I guarantee it. Legacy worked because it fixed Captain America. And it brought some old school fans back into the game because of the legacy numbering. And Marvel 2-in-1. And they're bringing back Fantastic Four. So, yeah, Legacy worked to me. Did it work as a big boost to sales, like as a retailer? No, not necessarily. They really tanked it on those variant covers, those 3D covers, because first of all, they weren't very good and they were supremely limited. But I think Cebulski is going to be doing some good stuff. But I'm totally watching Infinity War. I'm watching it Thursday at 7. It's the first show here in town. I thought IDW had the Godzilla license, Red Raw Eel. Did IDW lose that? Because I haven't seen a book from them in a minute. The new X-Men teams are a little bit boring. Just a little bit. I think a lot of people are downplaying or forgetting that Avengers 4 is coming and it would be way bigger than Infinity War. It could possibly be. Infinity War, though, and Avengers 4, they say is like the ending of something. So that's pretty cool. I'm super pumped for all of these movies. And I'm super pumped to know what's going to happen. I think if you're not into the X books right now, just wait a little bit. They're going to be doing something big. Laura has to be called X-23 again, Slime, because I don't know. Is that bad that I'm calling you Slime? She has to be called X-23 again because she's giving up the Wolverine name, because Marvel's bringing back Wolverine. It's going to be big deal. I think that X-Classified book from July, yeah, it's totally Kelly, Lance. I think that X-Classified books is totally related to Wolverine coming back. And I think Wolverine's return is going to kind of reinvigorate the franchise. I think they're bringing in the new team. I think Kelly Thompson's going to be doing some. I think Ed Brisson's going to be doing a Wolverine book because he's been doing an amazing job in Old Man Logan. He should totally be on that book. Kelly should be doing a main X-Men book. With Rogue and Gambit, seriously, because I hate Rogue and Gambit, but those characters are so awesome in her hands. So I think she's Uncanny X-Men. Now that we know that Rosenberg is over on Astonishing, I think Kelly Thompson is on Uncanny X-Men and Jessica Jones, and those are the two books that will be announced very, very soon. And maybe Young Avengers is somehow thrown in there because she's got a Kate Bishop-related book coming out. But yeah, you're going to call her Wolverine. You're going to call Laura X-23 again. I think you need to come up with a new name because I don't like the idea that she's just X-23 because it's just a letter and a number. There's not a lot of identity there, but that's what she was called before. But I think it'd be cool to come up with a better name for her. Thank you, Rad Raw Eel. Thank you so much. If I only had one X-Men book on my pull list, what would it be? Man, that's rough. Knowing that Rosenberg's coming up on Astonishing, it would be Astonishing, but right now, it would be X-Men Red. Though I have been liking blue, but I've not been liking gold. Well, I mean, Laura could have another name, right? I mean, I guess X-23 is cool. I mean, that's what she's known as. And if Logan's back, then Wolverine's not going to work. But I don't know. What I don't. Call her X-23. I guess that makes sense. But I don't know what else. I don't know another name because I think at this point, new comic book superhero character names are hard to come by. To be honest. Do you think we'll see cosmic entities in Infinity War or Avengers 4? Yes. We've already seen some. We've seen Grandmaster. We've seen Collector. Will we see Eternity, Living Tribunal? I think so. I think we'll see Eternity. We saw Eternity in a movie already. What was it? There was wasn't Eternity in a movie already? Was that Strange or something? I don't remember. I think Rad Raw Eel has a good point that there's no singular X book that feels like it's the main flagship X book. I think Marvel's going to fix that with Uncanny X-Men, hopefully with Kelly Thompson, but we shall see. Yeah. X-Men Red, though, is the closest you got. It's really difficult to say. Not a single X book feels like the main flagship book, and that's the problem. I don't think that Tom King Nelson has a plan that's going to involve Batman and Catwoman having a child. If he does, of course, it's got to be Helena Wayne. Absolutely. It could happen. He says he has 100 issues. I want to say that it's going to end in tragedy because that's how Batman writers end their runs. But it could end that way, and they could set up something for the future. That could work. Slime doesn't mind being called Slime. That's awesome. Thank you, Slime. If the X-Men got a little consolidated in one place, I could probably pick it up. I find it really hard deciding which books to kind of. Did you guys see the power like dip like that? Wow. To kind of invest in it. Yeah, the X-Men books are not very coherent right now as far as just one cohesive direction. The books don't have a direction like that. And we were hoping that the return of Jean Grey would bring us that direction, but it hasn't, but we shall see what happens. I really think that this X-Classified thing, the return of Wolverine, the new teams coming in with Rosenberg, Brisson, Thompson, none of that's official except for, of course, Rosenberg, but I think that I think that's a pretty safe bet. Donny Cates might be doing something too, though. That just popped in my head, though. They may be saving Donny Cates for an X-Men related thing. Jason Aaron is going to be the sole writer on Avengers for now. Double shipping both X books hurt. It hurt the quality because the artwork is inconsistent. DC Rebirth was awesome and it brought us a lot of content at once. But it was a little bit unnecessary to have Aquaman out twice a month. And Aquaman's become a better book by being once a month, but it still hasn't gotten to must-read status. Kelly Sue comes in, though. That may change. Man, the powers, there's this. I know it's raining, but is there a storm here? Have you heard the rumor that the X-Men and FF will be rolled into the MCU? Yes, I have heard that rumor. Bleeding Cool and some other people reported that in a meeting, a lot of Fox executives were told about their plans and that they're already planning them to be integrated into Phase 4. A lot of people think that there's going to be some kind of tease into the Fantastic Four or the X-Men at the end of Infinity War, and I don't think that's going to be the case. But I guarantee that people at Marvel Studios right now are figuring out ways to bring them in and to want to do that. And Galactus is the next big bad if you want to do that. But you can do Secret Wars for sure. But I don't think that the right thing to do is to bring them in from another universe. I think just establish them in the universe already established. Do you think Quicksilver and his odd relationship with his sister are actually dead? What does that even mean? I read the first issue of the new Ahmed's doing a new Quicksilver book. I read the first issue and it's okay. It's coming out soon. It's a direct follow-up to No Surrender. So I like the Quicksilver Scarlet Witch relationship when it doesn't get super, super creepy. Terry's not the son of Selena and Bruce. Is that in the show? That's not. What? What are we talking about here? Oh, are you saying what if Selena and Bruce had Terry? No. Terry's not Bruce's son. That's the whole point. It can't be. If Terry was Bruce's son, it wouldn't go the way it went, right? That's what I think. X-Men Red super early in right now, but it's pretty solid. It's got Nightcrawler, but it's got Namor. I've never been sold on Namor as an X-Men. But Nightcrawler #1 for sure. And the new characters are very intriguing. And so far, it's an interesting X-Men book. And it's making it feel like the X-Men should feel again, but you need a core team. You need a core team, and Gold's supposed to be that, but it's not working. Kang in a Marvel film would be awesome. But then you involve time travel, and if you involve too much time travel on a cinematic level, is that too confusing for the everyday audience? I don't know. But Kang would be awesome. Kang would be awesome. MCU Quicksilver is gone for good, dude. Absolutely, I think so. Well, issue 50 is going to be around the wedding. They're going to have to get married first before they have the kid. Are they going to have a kid? Are they going to go that route? Maybe. But here's the thing. Tom King's been doing great work on Mr. Miracle. He's been doing great work on, he's been doing up and down work on Batman, but he's been doing great work in general in the industry. He's already done this whole, kid thing in Mr. Miracle. Is he going to repeat himself in Batman? I think not. I think the Batman-Selina relationship is going to end very, very badly. Very badly. I think, Slime, you're right. Like, fans could be confused easily by a Kang story, but if the right writer handled it, time travel can be done very well. Look at movies like, so you got movies like Donnie Darko, which I love when they're a little bit different, but like, look at Back to the Future. Back to the Future is a relatively easy to understand time travel story. Something like that could work with Kang, right? Don't get fired, Rad Raw Eel. We are almost out, actually. In fact, we're signing out here. It's 8:03. So thank you guys so much for joining the stream. Thank you guys for your questions and your comments. Yeah, he gave Vision Kids too. You're right. Oh, thank you, Joker Cards Comics. Thank you, Slime. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Be on the lookout. Movie Monday tomorrow. Thank you, guys. Oh, man, we'll do it again very, very soon. Maybe next weekend. Christopher. But thank you guys so much. Remember, tomorrow, Movie Monday, we're going to be talking about Thor Ragnarok. That's very fun. And if you go back right now and watch PCP Movie Night, our old review show, my thoughts on Ragnarok have changed drastically. So I would encourage you to watch that video in preparation for tomorrow's video, because watching it again was yeah, we'll do a DC rewatch. We were talking about that. There's already some of that done on PCP Movie Night, so check out those old videos. Thank you guys so much. Weekly comic book review coming Tuesday night. Some more surprises, hopefully. I want to get some more content on the channel. I just got to free up some time, guys. Yeah, we would start it with absolutely Christopher Reeve's Superman. We may even go back further, right? Who knows? How far? Adam West? George Reeves? Right. Anyway, I'm Rockin' Robbie signing out here. Check us out at popculturephilosophers.com for podcasts, blogs, and a whole lot more. Seriously, guys, our podcast, we're super proud of it. We just had a Westerns one come out. We loved it. Yes, we will give you guys a head up about the next. Thank you guys so much, man. This has been super, super fun, but I got to get going. Deuces, have a good night. Thanks for rocking with us. Keep on live streaming and reading, guys. Dope.